Hello and welcome. Welcome to Drakenmemoria. I know the screen looks a little empty right now. Worry not. There will be people. This is sort of why we're late, but also not exactly. You'll see, you'll see. Don't worry. Alright, so what is Drakenmemoria, you may ask? Well, it's Dungeons and Dragons. More specifically, a group of people playing Dungeons and Dragons. So if this is not something you want to watch, well... there's really nothing I can say about this, you know? You don't want to watch this, but you're there, so it's kind of a weird thing, but... You know.
Oh, I know why you're here. You thought that this was the Brady Bunch, you know, because of like all the squares surrounding each other. It's like, no. There's only 6 little squares. The Brady Bunch has 9.
Yeah, we're missing 3 players to be able to do that. Well, it would be quite a cacophony to try and do this.
I would not envy the DM trying to responsibly manage 8 different players and then giving them all equal attention.
Yeah.
On stream.
Especially if it's a conference call like this. When you're all around a table, it's easier. I noticed that I personally have a limit of 1 additional player that I can manage if we're doing this around a table. Like this, 5 players and me. This is the maximum number of players that I can manage on a stream with a conference call. But if I'm actually around a table, I can manage 1 more player. We can go up to 6 players and myself. Fights are long as heck, but I can manage it.
I mean, if the players always knew what they were doing on their turn, then
Yeah.
it's like fights could go a lot more quickly. But things happen. And some people wind up on the toilet.
Yeah, you know, when we're all around the table, it's because there's a bad batch of Doritos on the table. But when we're not, well, that's your own fault. So.
Oh God, who spiked the Doritos?
All right, but if you want to watch all of this suddenly become Dungeons and Dragons, well, you're welcome to stay. It will. It should. It's supposed to. Audience has sent us multiple messages right now saying that he's having a whole lot of problem with Skype. It's frozen, not letting him log in. Tobiashi said he was going to be late for about an hour because of work problems. So let's put his photo up. Hey! At least we have 3 people. Where is he? Where is he? Tobiashi. There he is. Alright, so for now, Tobiashi's going to be a picture.
I mean, if anyone was going to be suffering from glitches, you'd think it would be Fisher.
Alright.
I did have to reboot my computer because Skype wasn't working.
Oh!
Sam is sending us this exact same messages.
Same with Sam.
Alright, well... Hopefully he's
on the bright side, we don't have to figure out how 2 characters that have currently no chemistry besides ire can carry a session. Besides a prank war.
Yeah.
Oh, that could be worth a downtime stream. You know, we were talking about streaming for the 25th. Georg, you haven't answered. Are you free on the 25th?
Oh, on the 25th? No.
No? Oh, so we only have Remy and Tobiashi. Oh, damn. We're going to have to figure something out with this.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I didn't even notice that was on a Wednesday.
Yeah, it's the 25th is Wednesday, and the 1st is the next Wednesday. Usually people are okay with the 1st, but 25th, some people are actually sleeping at friends or have friends over, so... It could have been fun if you had.
Yeah, I'll be doing stuff.
If you could have been there for the 25th, we could have hacked our prank war. That could have been fun.
I guess we'll just have
That
to
would be
settle for a
funny.
romantic Christmas day.
With Tobiyashi. I don't know why. It feels like it's still gonna be awkward. Just not the same awkward. Alright, well, hopefully, audience is gonna figure out Skype where he is by the time I'm finished with the introduction. So, oh yeah, well, of course, if you like the thunderstorm in the background, that's Ambient Mixer. If you like the world map, it's Wonder Draft. If you like the battle map, it's Dungeon Alchemist. Yay, publicity done. If you want any of those software, all of the information is below the window. Alright, so, last episode. Our party, yeah, alright, that's true. I wrote it once, I didn't have time to read it again after. Last episode, our party basked in the glory of having a high-level party helping them in their time of needs. Like normal peasant asking adventurers for help. And as all good adventurers do, our party's new help sat down in front of them and waited for their plan, bad or good, to prevent it to be revealed, and went along with it. As usual, our heroes got a bit lost in secondary plans, completing alternative plans from B to E. But thanks to their help, we were able to go back to plan A and finalize plan A. Well, most of a plan A, which our adventurer referred to as a plan A with a bit of room to improvise. So
It's like the improvisation part is the like in a list of anything from 1 through 4. There's like the first 2 parts, then the third is just a bunch of question marks, and then fourth is profit. So right now we're in the question mark stage.
So, well, I guess we'll see if leaving room to improvise in a plan pays off. Alright, well, apparently audience is arguing with someone in the hallways, so...
Stop chewing on the cords, Mickey.
Oh, good lord. Alright, well, audience's computer is at least on. Are you having any luck? No, not lick, luck.
Well, that's none of our
Why not
business,
both?
so...
He's writing something, he's writing something. Still frozen, I have to uninstall.
Oh my.
A clean uninstall of Skype.
How long does that take?
I mean, I don't think actually Skype is that heavy of a program. It's because I think most of the bulk happens like in the service.
Oh, okay. Alright, well, we'll wish him good luck. Hopefully it'll work.
I mean, it's not like downloading, like a PlayStation 5 game on your computer or something.
Oh, yeah. Well. I actually haven't gotten the PlayStation 5. The last PlayStation I got was the PlayStation 2. I didn't have enough money to buy the other ones after.
I don't own one either, but I'm assuming that, especially with 4 and 5, a lot more people were downloading games rather than actually purchasing the disc. A lot of things have gone digital, for better or for worse.
Mostly for worse. All right. A bit of nervous drinking, and let's get started.
Nervous drinking. Gurgle, 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 gurgle.
I could have drank a whole lot more than that. I've actually impressed. Not sure why exactly. When I think about it, maybe I should have stayed and talked a little more to those girls. But I've actually managed to impress a few girls in my time with the fact that I was able to drink an entire bottle of water, the 500 milliliter bottle of water, in a single gulp without breathing.
I can't think of any reason why a girl would be impressed by that,
I
or
don't
why
know.
that would be desirable in a partner.
But I do remember that they stayed there gawking at me.
Hey guys, I can make straight jokes too.
All right. So, enough stalling for the ladies. Not ladies, late-ease. Right. So, I believe that last time... Oh, yeah, that's right. I kind of remember Fisher and Remy. Well, there was also audience and Tobiyashi, but since Fisher and Remy are the only ones here, wondering where Jorg was, and we'd stated that he was in shell shock because of the quantity of people that showed up, and because he's a druid, he's a bit agoraphobic apparently, and he just stayed there in the garden of the this monastery, rubbing the his blanket around his cheek, on his cheek like this.
Well, I guess it'd be less agoraphobic and more claustrophobic. Agoraphobic, he wouldn't even go anywhere outside. The sun is everywhere.
Well, it's druidic agoraphobic. It's the reverse. What is the reverse? Being
I guess
afraid
it'll
of
be
being
more
inside. Any inside. I'm sure there's a name. Every single of those fear has a name.
Yeah, not all of them make sense.
Okay. Oh, that's
I mean,
right.
I guess that is a Google search away.
That's right. Agoraphobic is not the fear of crowd. Which is the fear of crowd? Yeah.
Claustrophobia?
Which one?
Well, claustrophobia is fear of tight
Claustrophobia.
spaces.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're muted. We can't hear you.
No, I wasn't saying anything important.
Oh, that sounded like Earthworm Jim. Being in my line. Being in my line.
Yeah.
Up until one day, someone asked me, what does he actually say? And I took 2 days to find the extract of the game and play it again until I figured it out. He says, beaten by a noisy slime. Alright, so...
Oclophobia is the fear of crowds.
Oh.
Made it.
Oh!
Ah.
Hold on. The photo is above, so we can see you. Here you go. Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Oh.
Put this down, and while audience is finding his way, we will put a photo of him there. Alright. What was I saying?
Apparently, dermatophobia is the fear of household appliances, equipment, and other kinds of things in a house.
I don't know, I told you, every single fear has a name. I've seen many of them. I don't remember all of them, but I've seen a lot of them. It's so weird. Some people, some people are afraid of fish scales.
Those are
Just the
scary.
scales, not...
You ever get one of those in between like your fingernail and your nail bed?
No?
Mm-mm.
How would you...
Scaling a fish.
Are you doing that with your fingernails?
What else am I
Why?
doing it with?
I mean,
Any
you're not a
other
real
tool.
man if
You're not a real man unless you're.
Your teeth, coward.
Oh yeah, I'm just ripping it off.
just eat the fish raw with your teeth, ripping the scales off along with it.
I don't know
Yeah.
what I was thinking.
Yeah, real men eat the scales.
That's what Gollum does, and his teeth are in great shape.
Oh yeah.
6 of them he has left.
Imagine because you eat something like that, you could get a scale like like a popcorn kernel, but like it's a fish scale right in between your teeth. That would hurt. Right
That
in your
would
gum.
suck. That would suck.
Yeah. Then imagine after that you go eat popcorn and you get both. Oh. All right. Well, we got one more player. Eventually, audience is going to figure out how to uninstall, reinstall, and reboot the computer. Not install and reinstall the computer. Just
Just
Skype.
like, hold on, gotta
Gotta restart
redo the
my
whole
computer.
operating system.
Yeah.
Gotta
go back to
reinstall
10.
Windows. Well, that's your problem. All right. So, what were we trying to start saying? We were trying to start saying that just finished preparing for the coming battle. You've given out this plan, which, if I remember correctly, involved creating a distraction, and that was Tobiashi's idea. Creating a distraction right after the initial 8 ship arrives, so it would delay the coming in of the larger ship by using probably a larger version of color spray. So
Yeah, color spray and mirror image at the same time, I think.
no,
Just so
color
it seems
spray
like there's
was
more of
to
us.
create a visual barrier between
Yeah.
the 8 ship attacking and the siege one, so he wouldn't be able to come in easily, and might have difficulty firing from long range. So he'd have to get either close or wait. Mirror image was to be used on the ship defending the monastery, so that they would appear to be 8 instead of just 2.
Yeah.
And there was an idea of using an illusion and fear to create an illusory dragon, so that the ship arriving would at least hesitate, maybe even get a moment of hesitation out of the 8 ship arriving. And that was about it. I think that was your entire plans of traps and things like this. There was only one question left to answer that you didn't answer while you were all there. Are you transferring as much equipment as possible into a single ship, including the weapons, or are you rearming the ship that you asked the crew to disarm, so that you actually have 2 firing ship in this melee, in this aerial melee?
I think we're rearming it so we have 2 capable ships.
Yeah. Two capable ships.
I think that's a good idea.
All right, I have to ask, because it's so weird watching this. Tobiyashi, what are you drinking? It looks like you're drinking a bottle of Tabasco.
Close enough. So it is lemon juice and tahine.
Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
No, I get the
Mixed
lemon
together.
juice. I get the lemon
Yep.
juice. I make my
Tahine,
own. Okay.
and then lemon juice,
Okay.
and then that's what this is.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. Hey, I got my own thing.
I really had to ask, because the red color, I really felt like it was Tabasco sauce. I don't have a problem with someone who drinks raw Tabasco sauce. I really just needed to know because you've been doing this for a few months now, easily.
It's a good snack.
Okay.
I get it on my tongue, and it makes my tongue taste good, and then I go from there.
Then you can start. Sorry, I'm not gonna say the rest. All right. All right. So, I take it that you give the order to have the crew reluctantly reinstall the weapons that they were dismantling. Mm-hmm. Which to that you probably get... Oh, come on, man. Don't want to be disrespectful because we know there's only one actual man in your group. But, come on. Machine... Arcane man, I don't know. What do we call him? You hear the other halfling and gnomes on the ship. I don't. Oh, never mind. All right, they'll go back in and they all start preparing once.
Hey, look at it this way. Now you get more practice with the equipment.
All right. So, everyone starts mobilizing and the entire monastery suddenly become alive with preparation of everything. It doesn't take long before you start hearing people whine and starts, no, come on, no, don't do this. Like, what are you doing? Leave that over there. Don't touch that. We need it. No. And it really just takes maybe an hour before you are eventually submerged with unhappy people arguing against one another because the defense that you've asked require a lot of things. So, fortunately, and probably to your pride, Tobiashi, those who argue the least are the monks of the monastery.
Nice.
Who probably feel like it's a lot of work taking materials back down from the mountain because Kudown has asked for as much material as they can spare because he is trying to reinforce the hull of these ships so they may actually be able to endure maybe one or two strike before there's an actual hull breach inside of the ship. Mm-hmm. So the monks feel that it is sort of an unpleasant task, but they're also very used to doing everything by hand and doing things the long way. So you hear them groan and whine as they're taking everything down, but they don't argue with the plan. They don't argue with those who give the orders to take as much of the material they need to reinforce the hulls. Very quickly you... whoops. Wrong one.
Wait, hold on. Everything in the hall needs to be moved 2 inches to the left. Everybody groans.
No, that's 3 inches. Come on, get it together. What's your problem? That's 2 1/3 inch. Stop. Quickly you see Sieraf preparing the entrance to the monastery. Her argument being that the barrier may be used to protect the monastery itself, but who knows how precise the enemy can actually get people in. The barrier around the monastery doesn't cover the entire mountain, it just covers the monastery, so they may be able to port in very close to the edges. And you're going to need to reinforce everything you can. So she asks for material, and you see monks starting to deconstruct table, deconstruct bed, all in an effort to properly reinforce every single entry point in the monastery. And they're not going to reinforce it just by shoving material in. They actually are deconstructing bed, using the planks to reinforce everything they can, dismantling whatever they can dismantle. Large construction material coming from the training rooms, because who cares if you can't train if no one's alive? So taking down everything except support beams to make sure that everything works and the doors are as reinforced as possible. Always shadowing her. You always see Berthon not too far off. Moving from one end of the monastery to the other end, you see Karina, and that's a bit small for me to read easily. Deftren, two bards from the monastery. Deftren, you've never talked to. Actually, the two bards, you've never talked to them, but Carrie-Anne, you've actually seen her perform in the garden once. But you never talked to her. But hey, she came to help you, so apparently she at least knows you a little bit. They appear to be just busy going around the monastery, going from one end to the other. In appearance, it's a bit hard to tell what they're actually doing. All you see them do is go somewhere, write something on a scroll, go somewhere else, write something on a scroll. Just moving about. Gamtesh apparently is making an in-depth inventory of what the adventurers have. He appears to be more intrigued with what's going to be used to defend the monastery from the heroes than what the monastery actually has to help the situation. Although on a few occasions you do lose track of him, he just disappears and suddenly reappears somewhere else. Tobiashi, fortunately, because at least once or twice you were somewhere where Remy was and you just saw Remy looking at something, and then eventually when you looked you realized, oh, it's him. What is he doing here? I didn't see that he was there before. But the only reason he could be inside of this room is little sneak. He found a hidden passage. You know that one.
Well.
It leads to... never mind where it leads.
Though the presence of Gantesh has reminded Raimi to make sure that he puts his mark on everybody's packs except for Jorg's.
Jorg doesn't need it.
It's like he can see him coming, right?
Of course. Anyway, who wants to steal smelly stuff?
Well, I guess that would be the other reason, though. Just like the number of mushrooms presumably growing in his pack is already a deterrent from thieves. Like they might get an infection just by putting their hand in there.
Ah, come on. Mushrooms aren't that bad. Well... you got Kurivant and Nia, who are marshalling the troops as best they can. They are dividing the monks, dividing the monks in sort of a grid pattern around the monastery, telling them that you and your group, you're going to be there. You and your group, you're going to be there. Also, each one of them is taking a different entry point into the monastery. Tesul, you have no idea actually what he does. He just went off flying, and from time to time you see him passing in front of a window. Just he appears to be evaluating something in the mountain. You're not sure what, but he appears to be very busy at it. And of course, the priests. Some of the priests have been brought to the monastery barrier generator, and they're just looking at it, and you can see just how uncomfortable they feel in front of that generator. You hear one of them at one point pass a comment about this belonging into a museum. It would be such a shame if it actually stopped functioning. I mean, I'm sure we can't find anything that old anywhere anymore. I'm sure they'd get more money out of it than anything they sell actually in the shop.
Well,
Dang, guess that means we can't use it. Oh, shut.
You even hear one of the priests say, maybe we should think about selling the generator and offering the money to the pirates coming in. Maybe it'd give us a better chance.
they would just take the money and then try to kill us anyways.
Yeah, but all right, maybe we should. You sort of get an impression that okay, this is their way of making fun of you, but especially Zeal, that you're not sure exactly what priest, but anyway, he does have some symbol that feels like lightning bolt on him. So maybe a nature priest, maybe a storm priest. Anyway, just looking at you, well, maybe I don't know. Maybe you should just take the generator and hang it in front of the monastery so that they see it when they arrive, and tell them that this is a rare piece of art. And if they start firing, they may damage it. It's probably more war than your life, Tobiashi.
Oh no.
Nobody likes an art snob.
He looks at you for a brief moment and looks you up and down.
Maybe we should strap you on the front of the
probably
monastery.
right. I think your body's older than this generator. Maybe we should sell you instead.
I know. I think strapping you to the front of the monastery is sounding pretty good right now. Anyways, naked.
Why?
Are you who are you
I
saying?
thought we were just saying
strapping
dumb
naked?
ideas. I thought that's what was happening.
Fair enough.
here.
Yeah. Okay. At
Yeah.
some point, please Sam and I were talking, and we thought it'd be a good idea to send some, like a small group over to the other side of the mountain, where some of the tunnels came out that the Hansel was headed to watch for if they try and like show up there first, or send a surprise
you'd
party
have
through the tunnels.
You'd have success with that idea with Corivant and Nia, who are actually taking care of that. They're taking stock of every alternative entry point into the monastery, and trying to organize the defense of the monastery so that they will be able to help. So they themselves, it will be Sieraf, Corivant, Nia, and Bertrand who are going to be in charge of, and Gamtesh, who are going to be in charge of defending the monastery. Right now, they're not sure if it's going to be Lofiralis. who's going to be protecting the monastery among the wizard, or the Nirsa. The Nirsa is apparently preparing something. Apparently she needs a lot of equipment, and this is probably something that happens after maybe a few hours, where eventually, well, I was going to say audience, but he's not there right now, so we're going to go in second in command for things like this. Fisher, you... you eventually get a call, well, just an open comm, of someone telling you that, well, he was trying to reach audience, but apparently he's busy doing something else on the other ship. There's something with the other Dragonborns. I don't know, there has been an argument over there. But there is a little problem on the other ship, the one that was given to you by audience's people. The Nirsa needs...
Oh, big surprise.
The Nirsa needs some equipment on their ship, and they're refusing to hand it to her. I'd hurry up, because someone's gonna get permanently polymorph if someone doesn't do something about it.
Alright. I will call up Rami and tell him to meet me there. I need someone with vague authority within audiences.
Okay.
Well, it's not vague. It's like it's very specific. Now the responsibilities, those are vague.
Yeah.
So it takes a little bit of time because you have to go down the mountain, but always going down is easier than going up. So instead of taking you an hour to go up, probably takes you 3/4 of an hour going down, and you're hoping you're not going to punch a whole bunch of toad inside of there when you arrive. Your fear...
You just take a shield and go sledding.
Yeah.
Actually, I jump off and cast Featherfall.
I don't know if you're going to have enough of 1 minute to get down there.
I can cast it again.
You just... Oh, that's interesting. You just see Fisher go, alright, I'll be there. Turns around and jump. What the...
Then I do a superhero landing at the bottom.
And you know, you drag Remy with you because Featherfall can be cast on more than one people.
Yeah.
Red, you're gonna be there. You see Remy turning around, just about to leave the balcony, and then suddenly, Remy, you feel a hand grab you by the neck, and you find yourself falling.
Like, is he flying? No, he's falling with style.
Style.
Is it a bird? Is it a plane? No, it's falling. It's Remy!
Is it a bird? Is it a ship? Jorg, down below, just looking up at the sky.
So, as you're falling down from the monastery, you cast Featherfall just before you arrive at the bottom, and you just gracefully land. Thank goodness you had that idea, because when you arrive, it does feel like the argument has reached really bad proportion. You enter the ship, you go to the upper deck. No, actually, you just listen, and you are brought, especially you, Remy, with your passive perception that's so high. You get into the ship, and you're about to go to the upper deck, but suddenly, Remy, you hear that lovely female voice of the Nirsa, who actually really does have a very lovely voice, usually. And you find yourself going to the engineering, and then when you arrive, you hear one of them going, "I'm sorry, miss, but we really can't..." Miss? What do you mean, miss? Do you know who I am? I'm probably one of the most powerful wizard you're gonna see on this half of the world. And just in case you didn't catch it, it's not Miss. It's Lady Denirsa, as in Lady Denirsa Etzel. Yeah, those Etzel. You see the gnome going, oh, well, I mean... So when I say I need every spare part on the ship, I mean I need every spare part on the ship. And if you're worried, if you just so much as say it one more time that you're worried, and just about this time, audience enters the room because he got the message as well. So here's part of that argument. If you just say this one more time, that you're afraid that I will cost you anything for taking those material, my father, yes, Lord, not just Sir, Lord, can actually buy that little backwater cult from the middle of nowhere and make sure that you get fired so that I can polymorph you permanently into a toad. No, not even a toad. We're gonna go with a slug. Why? Because some cute girl somewhere might actually get the stupid idea of kissing you just because you're a toad and because those stupid bards have been telling everyone that if you kiss a toad, they might get into a prince. No, I'm gonna turn you into a slug and throw you near the ocean so you get eaten by one of those birds that you hate so much because they stain the hall when you smash into them. You see the gnome just looking at her. Onions!
So, do you need our help or are you guys good here? What's up? What's the issue?
They don't want me to take the spare parts of the ship because they're afraid I'm gonna break them and they can't afford it.
I'm confused. What part of fighting for our lives don't you understand?
The gnome looks at you for a moment, and he looks at the audience. You know, he has that pleading look in his eyes. So, audience, say something, please. But he just looks at you.
Audience doesn't know what's happening.
You were brought down because apparently there was an argument on the ship that your religion lent all of you. The Nirsa wanted spare parts, and they were afraid that she would break something. And that she wouldn't be able to cover the costs.
Oh, okay.
Your church is being stingy.
Church is being
and
stingy.
trying to nickel and dime the defenders of the monastery while they try and save everybody's lives.
Okay. Got it.
And they were arguing with the Nirsa, the very lovely and beautiful voiced wizard of the garden. Well, usually she's very lovely voiced.
But she's screaming at them right now.
Yeah.
Okay. Which one of them is looking at me for help? Her or the people of my religion?
The captain of the ship that was given by you, that was borrowed by lent by your.
All right. I guess I'll go to him. I'll be like, listen, I understand you're worried about the costs, but the lives of those around us in times of war, are far more important. I trust this wizard. I trust that she knows what she's doing. I'm gonna need you to give the part since all our lives are at stake.
Yeah, but it's every spare part we have, she asked. How are we gonna repair ourselves if we're damaged? How are we going to be able to go back anywhere if the engine
If you're
is
dead,
damaged?
you won't.
There are times when you need to make a stand. This is one of these times. We worry about winning here and now. We cannot worry about the future. You must do what we can for the present. That is what it means to be a hero. And you are a hero. I'll say, putting my hand on his shoulder. I'll give up.
You don't have a
roll
choice. You've been
I'm gonna-
enlisted. You're a hero now.
You are a hero. I'll roll with persuasion.
I'll give you advantage
drive a
because
car if you don't
Daenerys
have
really
hands.
scared the shit out of him. So.
I'm also trying to do the whole you're a hero, make him feel good about himself.
Like I said, I give you advantage.
Well, I probably won't beat that, but I'll roll again. 29.
All right.
19 plus.
You hear Daenerys say, slugs. Big juicy ones. Fine. Fine. You can take whatever you need. How am I gonna explain this?
It'll be fine. You'll return in glory as a hero from a successful combat and protection. You can tell tales of your deeds, of how you protected the innocent and the worthy.
Oh yeah, sure. I mean, everyone always returns from a fight when they're outnumbered 10-1.
Wouldn't be my first time. I remember when I looked upon the undead hordes that numbered me 1,000-1, yet I still am here, and returned from that victorious. This is but a drop in an ocean. We shall be successful.
Just make a charisma roll for that. I want to
Yeah,
know. I want to
okay.
see something.
Okay. Just a roll?
No, performance.
Okay,
Performance. If you had it,
performance.
performance.
Not great. It was an 8.
Ah, okay. Well, the gnome is impressed by everything else you said. You just feel like your storytelling of your epic battle against an undead leader did not impress.
Maybe he doesn't believe me.
Maybe that's it. It takes maybe 6 seconds, and Daenerys' composure comes back, and she turns around. You just see her just placing her hair. Just thank you for being here.
Of course. I'm glad we could come to an understanding.
Yes, because apparently your followers aren't afraid of becoming slugs. She turns around and there's no one there, but she says, I know! And she turns around and stomps away. Fisher, this moment is so familiar to you. You sort of half realized, okay, she has an artifact just like you that talks to her.
I feel
Why-
vindicated.
Why do I feel audience kind of turns to you, Fisher, because he also recognized it. He's like, why do I feel like that one was insulting me as well?
I don't know, man. There must just be something about you. Maybe it's the divine magic, and just the really powerful arcane stuff just doesn't vibe with it.
Probably.
I'm sure that's what it is.
All right.
The 4 deception check.
Hey, we got Roosevelt in the chat. She started talking with me during the map making session She discovered last Friday that I'm a DM. Oh, you became DM of a small group. Nice. Well, I wish you good luck on that endeavor. As you can see, it can be very fun. Alright, so you have a brief moment where everything falls back to normal. Well, mostly. You start hearing noise from the bow of the ship. And then you hear someone calling you again. The intercom just opens up and you hear Kudan. He's apparently on the upper deck. He just... Audience, maybe you could come up here. Your followers seems to have a problem with relinquishing command of a ship to someone who knows more and better.
Oh, god damn it. Okay. I'm on my way.
Hey, at least it's happening now, right?
It's, audience just grumbles. As he heads up to the upper deck.
So, Kudan is, well, a bit more tempered than Nirsa. When you arrive there, you meet him, and the one that is actually the captain of the ship just go, but this is my ship. I don't need to let it go to anyone. You just see Kudan look at him from 3 feet higher than he is. The poor guy... Yeah, it says that. The poor guy looks at him and, you see in his eyes that he's doing everything he can from his immense height as a gnome to stay stoic in front of Kudan, who radiates darkness. For a brief moment, when he looks down, and you just hear this growl coming from him, you see the shadows around him gathering and going stronger and greater, making him look like he's a giant compared to that poor gnome. And the gnome does stay very stoic, like I said, in front of him. But suddenly you start seeing this pool of pee concentrating around him.
Okay. Alright, I'll walk up. I'll be like, I hear there's a dispute over who wants to be the leader of the ship.
Yes, Mr. Audience. Hero Audience. I'm so sorry. He wants to helm the ship into battle because apparently he knows more about ships. I mean, he maybe know about some ships, but me personally, I mean, I've been the captain of this ship for several years, and I've been raised on a ship after being born on the ship. After my sister took over a company, an armada of ships.
Well, I'll say, turning to them, as you know, this can be settled, of course, in 2 very, very simple ways. As you know, according to our religion, either you can settle this by one of you agreeing to relinquish command to the other if you trust the other's skills as warrior, or if you cannot come to that command. Of course, it has to be settled in single combat, as by the Dragon's way and the Dragonborn way. So I'm sure Kudan would be happy to accept any challenge you want to give to him for single combat over the ship, and I'll be happy to officiate it if that's the way you want to take it.
Kudown looks at the little gnomes and, please say yes. I'd love to try this. The little gnome say, well, yeah. When you put it like that, I mean, sure. Why not? You know, it's obvious that you have a lot of experience with ships. Are you sure you know everything there is to know about this ship specifically?
I'm sure you could tell him if there's anything he doesn't, right? I'll say, looking at the gnome, since we're all on the same side and want to do our best in winning this war.
Yes. I mean, for this engagement, maybe you need a first mate. I can probably tell you everything you need about the ship. Kudown says, well, the construction serial number of the ship ends with 658, which means it's 3 years old. Do you want me to tell you which tree was used to make the hull of the ship? No.
It seems like you guys are getting along great. I'll leave you to it. I'll give Kudown a thumbs. I love ship talk. What great buddies over here. All right.
Just as you're leaving, you hear a gnome that just sort of tugs your, I was going to say your sleeves, but you don't have sleeves. So he just tugs on your shirt for a brief moment. Does he really know the type of tree that we use for the hull? I mean,
He might. He's a very experienced captain. Trust me. You are not leaving your ship in poor hands. You should have faith that he is an excellent commander.
Oh, that's not why I was when I want to know. I actually want to know.
Oh, you could ask him.
He's not gonna turn me into something shadowy?
No. I mean, you've given him what he wants. He'll probably answer the question if you ask him. Just be, nice about it.
Okay. You see that other gnome just going behind him and just looking very awkward as the captain is just always, every time he says something, you see that he's thinking about dueling. God damn it. But you see that other just crewmate that just waits for a moment, so you know, that person that wants to talk and just it doesn't have the guts to say something, just go, oh no.
What's funny is that is actually a role in my religion, unsurprisingly, through the Dragonborn culture. So it's great. That wasn't even something I just made up.
Yeah, no. That's kind of normal.
What do you mean? Of course we settle everything with hand-to-hand combat.
Yeah. It seems simple to me. They would just fight over it.
Mm-hmm.
True.
Audience, absolutely massive unit of a dude. What's the issue? This is the perfect way to do things. I always get what I want. I don't see how.
Listen, the ship's supposed to go to the strongest member, okay? If you gotta be the strongest member to be the captain. It makes sense to me. If you can't beat someone in a fight, you shouldn't be the captain.
Wait, I forget. How falls a farthing?
Yeah. All right. Well, Fisher and Remy, you're also there watching all of this. If there's something you want to add in to all of this. Well, Remy probably feels a lot of pride.
I think Fisher's just happy seeing audience side with other people against his religion or the members of his religion.
Like, not showing immediate favoritism.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not really against. I just think they're being dumb. An audience has always
Yeah.
just gone with who he
Yeah.
doesn't think's being dumb.
Fish is just glad that he is not, being overly favoritive of his religion. And then once he's done with that, so if you're done whipping all your guys into line, you want to go figure out who this dragon is?
Yeah, we should probably do that. I'd like to have a dragon on our side for the fight. If we potentially could.
Let's see, we should probably go to the Toby Witchmaster is the historian one. Come in, Toby.
1 second. 1 second.
He's busy with Jorg, you know.
There was also
I
a
did
master
took those
who
mushrooms.
explored. There was also a
Slush.
master who explored all the caves, right?
That
Or, like,
might
did-
Well,
Yeah,
he's
that's
the
nice.
initial one, so
Did more
give me
exploration.
1 second. Don't do it. There it is. You said the historian?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, that's probably...
That's probably. I would like this historian and also the guy who explored the caves because I want to know if there's some shrine or something like there was in the other one.
Okay, so headmaster is Hikaku. That's the guy who knows the caves.
Okay.
And then it's Scroll Guy. I just call him Scroll Guy. That's who you're looking for.
Okay.
He's the
I guess-
historian.
I guess we'll go find Hikaku and this scroll guy.
His name is Spouth. But yeah.
Wow, okay.
All right. So, Tobiyashi, you take a moment, bring the orb to the proper master.
Yeah, I am. So they don't have to walk all the way back up.
Yeah, no.
I mean, we'll probably be heading back up anyway, but...
no, eventually, yes.
You could talk and
Yeah.
walk.
Hold on. Tobiyashi. Do I have a note on him?
Walk and talk, actually.
Talk, walk, talk. Float.
Oh, okay, yeah,
Or
he's
fly.
a no.
I like him.
All right. He's a gnome. All right, so it takes a little bit of time, but you reach him. He's, as he's always is, inside of the library. He seems to be rummaging through piles of scrolls. When he sees you arriving, he has that reflex of taking all the scrolls and shoving them right next to him. What do you want?
Oh, not me. My friends want to ask you some questions.
Okay,
Yeah, pull out
okay.
the orb.
Okay. Stay away from my scrolls.
Yeah, no. I'm not touching them. But what about that one over there?
No, that. You do know I have polymorph scrolls in there, you know?
Okay, all
Remember
right.
that time you spent a night as a grasshopper?
Yeah.
I can do this again.
All right, okay, yeah.
Toby's like, that happened? I thought that was just a weird
I
trip.
thought that was a weird...
A
Wait a
fever.
minute. All right, here you go. They're on this orb. Yeah, right there. Look right in there.
Yes? Oh, okay. Hello. Who's on the other side of that crystal ball?
That would be myself, Fisher, and audience here. And Ramey's probably still with us.
Okay. Yes.
There he is.
Hello.
We...
That sounded so much like a cockatoo saying, hello.
We were curious about any information you have about the dragon that originally created this place,
Oh.
or any hints that we could try and follow up on.
Well, that's actually a very hard question. It's it's been a long while. I mean, the headmaster did say that um, the headmaster before him told him that the monastery was built here because the dragon suggested it. But other than that, it's been so long. We know that the dragon created the cave, created his lair here before any humans settled on the island. So he was here probably 500 years ago. That's we don't have a whole lot of information other than the fact that if it's a mountain lair, it's probably a gold or a silver dragon. But there are no gold or silver dragon older than 500 years old right now on the islands. So wherever he is, wherever he was, maybe she, you don't know. They're not here anymore.
We're not on this. We're still in the same island chain, but we're like on one of the other islands
Yes.
from like the one we spent the most time on, right? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So the Mist Little Island chain is an island chain made of 3 islands. The Sadinal Island, which is the one where you are, the Rotrad Island, and the Estrin Island. The Estrin Island being the largest one where everything arrives, but right there at the edge of where you can actually get back into the ocean, there are those 2 small islands. Well, small, it's still gonna take you nearly a week to walk from one side to the other, but, well, 4 days, actually, to walk from one side to the others, but they're still smaller islands, and they're, on the normal boat, they are, I think, 4 days of travel by boat. Normal boat, not flying boat.
Audience, how old was the silver dragon that we met?
She's old. She's she's definitely not young. She's not like ancient, like she's not like ancient, but she's like definitely not a new dragon either.
Old enough to have made this monastery 500 years ago, or not old enough?
Do I think that she's old enough to have made this monastery 500 years ago? From all the information I know, from like the elemental from under the water and everything else I know about her being young, because he mentioned her.
This is I'm looking at it from here. All right. You guess she's an adult dragon, but that means she's anywhere between. She could be anywhere between 100 to 700 years, but according to what you know, she's probably closer to somewhere between 350 years to 450 years.
Yeah, it's pretty unlikely, I'll say. I don't think it's her who made these caves. This would have been an adult and probably powerful dragon at the time that it made the caves, and even if she had made the caves, she would have been very young at the time she did it. So.
I still do you? I know you're kind of trying to make a peace offering, but you hadn't gotten that far yet, right?
No,
or it wasn't
I
ready
hadn't.
yet.
No, I was planning on doing it when I've had some contact with what's her name? Amy or
Annie.
Her
Annie.
not sidekick, assistant.
Assistant, yeah. I've had some initial contact with her assistant. They want to meet, but I haven't actually set up a meeting time because I didn't want to miss it. And I was making sure the gift was ready. I gave them like a vague time, but I didn't give them an exact time because I didn't want to like initially do it and then miss it because I wasn't sure what our adventures would take us.
And Fisher from inside of you hear Terranad say, and I think Audience is afraid of her because he thinks she can read minds.
Fair. So I'm just thinking, I mean, even if she's majorly been on another island, decent chance that she knew or would be aware of.
Again, it's not necessarily true that she would have been aware of because she would have been super young, as I said, and at that time, I mean, again, I don't even know where she was at that time.
Familial situation with dragons?
It highly varies from dragon to dragon.
If it was like another silver dragon, there's a chance, maybe, that it was some, but like, again, this is like a very long shot of there's a good chance she did not know because of just the different level. Because like he would have barely felt the need to interact with her at the time if he was like leaving and as strong as this dragon, I think they were, for making it versus her who was probably incredibly young and just getting started. It would have been like, you know, it would have been like a level 20 like adventure hanging out with like a parent. Child. Like, I mean,
or a friend of her.
Remy,
you're
hearing that conversation and then
I'm not the one who read the dragon book.
And you did read a little bit about dragons in the book that you long-term borrowed from Tobiyashi.
We had that book.
One thing you would remember is that gold dragon and silver dragon usually have a very in general metallic dragon have a very open mind and won't try to chase away their young among red dragon because they are inherently paranoid. They would immediately get scared that their children may actually try and plot their downfall. But with Metallic Dragon, it won't be so. Like I said, with Metallic Dragon, it won't be so. It's possible, if she was born on this island chain, that this was her father or an older brother or sister. Even her mother. Nothing states that Metallic Dragon would raise their young alone. It's more of a chromatic element. Again, paranoia, being scared that their partner will try and steal their hoard and things like this. So it's possible, with what Audience and Fisher are saying, that it could be a sibling or a parent.
No. So thinking on that, like that would still make it harder to figure out how we encountered them before. I mean, with Raimi's understanding of magic, especially like magic inherent to a creature, like essentially from parent to child, can they have a similar signature? Because Raimi does remember that that Terry said that they'd encountered them before. So that means that could mean we either literally encountered them before, it's like or it's like somebody who is similar, as in like perhaps somebody related.
Well, I'd guess that the direct descendant may actually feel familiar because they are very similar. Union between two dragons. It's. I'd say yes. For someone who can actually feel the energy of beings. Although, because it's Terry, and Terry is so intelligent and so perceptive, you probably have the feeling that he would have said that the energy is similar. Not just familiar, but he said ye all knew this dragon. It would have felt like, oh, it's very similar to, instead of because of that, because you know that Terry chooses his word, especially when he's trying to be understood, you'd have hesitation to say that, yeah, it's probably a family member. But then again, how many dragons has Terry seen? He's never seen parents and children from a dragon. He wouldn't know exactly how different that would be. So you'd guess no, not exactly. It's probably not a parent, but you'd have a strong doubt that it could be.
Okay. Yeah, it was worth it considering in case, like, like I just, like, for example, like, like, even after, like, if it was, like, for example, the silver dragon, like, that we were hoping to meet with, so like, like a parent or sibling just, like, following us around, like, in the form of a humanoid. And it's like seeing if we're on the up and up. But anyway, that's, that's my brain wandering, though.
No, that's valid. There could be something to it, although she probably would have noticed, but who knows? You didn't actually get to talk to her when you visited her. She could have had a sibling inside of the monastery. That it's something that probably Amyali would know, because she was born and raised in this monastery. But then again, if you decide to contact Amyali, you'd risk warning the five that you are in need of big help, and you might trigger Core to come and to help. Because Core would definitely revel in the idea of single-handedly sinking a gargantuan ship.
I mean, audience just could be like, hey, so I'm trying to get good with the dragon. Do they have any siblings I can butter up?
How does the line work with dragons? So I was talking to your sister the other day. Just being jealous now. Yeah, no. I mean, it's possible, but
hey, you know that Tobiash is supposed to talk to the headmaster. He said he was going to talk to him right before the engagement start. Maybe you could tell him, and he could ask the headmaster when he's gonna.
Let's ask that. I feel like the headmaster would probably know the best of anyone.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I could also
that entire conversation happened around a communication order. Every single member of this group heard it.
Toby, can you go ask the headmaster about the dragon?
Yeah.
You hear a voice that you're not familiar with on this orb saying, "Are they always like this?" And you hear the voice of Connie, I don't know. I've never heard them talk like this over an open com. It's so strange. It's like they didn't know we were here.
Welcome to the party.
We like to give you full insight into our thoughts. We hide nothing.
True.
We're a very open group.
Mm-hmm. Were we told by that one guy that we shouldn't trust anybody?
That's just him trying to scare us. Nothing he
Yeah.
says is
Yeah, we should not trust him first. That's a good point.
True.
Yeah.
If we're gonna start not trusting anybody.
Yeah, don't trust the evil
Mm-hmm.
god
Trying to
Cover up
Serpent.
Jordan. Now they don't.
thing.
I get it.
Mm-hmm.
Don't worry. It took me a second to figure out who they were talking about. Also,
By the way, I like that we still haven't muted for this part. We're just like,
All right, well, shut up.
just
All
as
right.
you're cutting the communication, you hear Nia say, "I feel like they're hiding something from us."
I call.
we're
back
the
on-
heroes. You're all gonna die. And the communication is
I call back. I called him back on the private orb. All right, I'm going to find him right now.
okay.
All right. So you decide to just talk to him, or to
Just to talk about that specific thing, not about what we got to talk about
Okay,
the day before. Yeah.
so you go through the halls trying to find your master and
Headmaster. Yeah.
yeah, your headmaster, and you also realize that a lot of the other masters are participating in the effort to strengthen the monastery. A lot of the masters are preparing, whatever they can. Some of them are helping the monks get ready. And monks are getting divided among the masters and being assigned to specific places inside of the monastery. A group of
We
monks.
still have to fly the kids away.
Yeah.
We can't forget that.
There's going to be 2 masters who are going to be taking the kids to another village, along with any monks who feel like they wouldn't be any help. But most of the masters and the headmasters are staying, preparing for whatever is going to happen. Of course, in the infirmary, he's preparing by stocking up on everything he can. You know, he has to replace what burned. He's going to replace everything he can, make sure everything is there, and it takes a few minutes, maybe 10 minutes later, you manage to find him as he's preparing something with some student. You arrive just as he's finishing his explanation. So don't worry, you're going to be fine. Just remember, keep preparing, keep training a little bit. Just stay in the moment. Don't start thinking about what may happen. Just stay centered. Tobiashi, you wanted to talk to me about something?
Oh well, yeah. I needed to, and my friends needed to. They're in this orb right here.
Interesting choice of word.
What? Yeah. Guys, are you still there? Hello.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
They all hang up.
Dead silence.
Dead silence. Well,
Here's the thing. No one says anything, but you get hinted that there's someone because someone's mimicking crickets. All right, so there's at least one person.
okay. We have questions about the dragon that we thought you would have more information than our scroll master. On what kind of dragon would have been living here before.
Right. Additional.
Then say the additional. Hey, you say it.
Well, as opposed to better, like
Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, additional information. Well, better additional. You know.
Stop with the
Potato.
semantics. They hurt my head.
Fisher brought it up. Okay.
Well, I guess since you really want to know, maybe we should have that conversation that wanted to have with you a bit earlier than I would have planned, because I feel there might be something in there that you may want to have.
To-
Okay.
Toby, you're the child of a dragon. What?
Oh my God.
Welcome to the religion, but no.
Alright. So, he tells the other student to go away. And he tells you to follow him.
Okay. Stay behind him.
Takes...
I hang up the orb.
Yeah, I was gonna say, are we staying on call for this, or like?
That might be awkward.
No,
You know, you might see Tobiashi cry. He's just about to be told something
You know,
important about
audience
his
will be
past.
nice. I'd be like, Toby, do you want us here for this, or do you want to hang up?
there's no secret, so I guess we could stay on. I just put you in my pocket, though.
All right. So you get to hear everything from the perspective of Tobiashi's butt.
Right in the banana hammock.
Yeah.
I mean, it is a pretty high quality butt. Like all the running he goes around, like that thing has to be firm.
Yeah.
You hear a wolf whistle from your pants.
Remy. All right. So he takes you all the way to his own quarters. Goes inside of a small chest that he has in front of his bed. Rummage through it a little bit, and he takes out a small chest. He says, well, there's not a lot that I can add to whatever is inside. It was given to us at the same time as you were, by the same person.
Okay.
All I know is that inside there is a letter and a small pouch. I did not open either. They are yours, and they were given to us with the instruction to give them to you when you would be ready. And since indirectly you are asking about this, I feel like that this is the sign that you may actually be ready for this. So here you go, Tobiashi. Now this is yours. You can open it right now, or you can wait.
Well, I might as well open it now.
Yay!
It is.
Your butt is talking. Why did it sound like a little girl?
What does the chest look like on the outside?
It looks a bit old. You know, it's not new. It's made out of wood. The armatures are made of metal. It's slightly reinforced on the corners, so someone reinforced it with metal as well. There's no rust, so you guess that either your master really took care of it, or there is trace amount of magic on it protecting it. The wood looks varnished, very dark color. Other than that, it's a small chest. Let's say roughly the size of a football. It feels very light. And there isn't a keyhole, it's just a latch that you can easily just open.
All right. I feel like, should I do this in front of everyone, like in person, or
That's
should I
entirely up
the
to
orb?
you.
I feel like we could get more information if somebody sees something extra.
I
But
can teleport there right now.
yeah, everyone, come on. Let's do this. It's a big day.
All right.
Okay.
Where's
Audience,
Jorg at,
I
though?
guess.
Jorg.
Get over here, Jorg. Transform into a little bird and
Just in case there's something there that I miss. I'd like
Mhm.
everyone to be there.
You suddenly see audience Fisher and Remy appear.
and then a minute later, Jorg, because you didn't know where you were.
All right. Visibly nervous. I'm going to flip up the latch
All right.
and open it.
So, inside of it, there is exactly what your master said there was. There is one letter. The paper looks slightly old. It did age a little bit. But it's sealed. There's no actual coat of arms on the seal. It's just a round seal, round wax seal. And there's a small pouch made of velvet. And when you take it, you feel that inside there is, you're not sure what. It's probably made of metal, the size of probably a gold piece, maybe just a little bit bigger.
Okay.
It's the bag is one that you use a little string to close. It's simply tied with a very simple. I don't know how it's called in English. In French, the literal translation is a butterfly knot. So I'm not sure which.
That's about right. Or like a bow tie knot. Same thing. Right. Well, I think letter or thing first. I feel like opening up the pouch first and then reading what it is would be better.
Okay.
So I go to open the little pouch.
Yep.
And drop it in my hand.
There's probably a little bit of surprise when you open it and you let it drop into your hand. It's your coin.
My coin. Oh God.
The coin that you gave to someone else so very long ago.
Well, okay, that's frightening. This, fuck. All right, I start opening up the letter. I put the coin back in my back in the bag, and then into my pocket.
All right. You've never seen her handwriting like this. It's very beautiful. It's very practiced, elegant. It's nearly artistic. But it starts by saying, well, if you're finally reading this, it means you are ready. And it is a good thing that you survived this long. I have to admit, I was not sure. You did not give me much to find you again. But you gave me this coin. And so I knew that one day the energy inside of it would react to your birth. And so I waited. I waited so very long. I knew that you would need a place one day to perfect your training. So I migrated to an island, deserted. And I created my lair there. And I waited for the coin to react to your birth. I am happy that you were born, but I also have to apologize because I was not given enough warning, and because of that, you suffered. When your coin reacted to your birth, it was easy to find you. But as you might imagine, you were just a small child, barely out of the womb of your mother. I convinced the local lord to take your family under their wing. And although your family had a decent amount of wealth for mortals, I felt like they needed more protection. So I convinced the king to make your family part of his entourage. And I told him that if anything ever came for your family, to call me. Unfortunately, they waited, and I did not arrive fast enough to save your parents. To this day, it still haunts me, and I hope you forgive me for this. I was able to save you and take you away. When I came back to this island, there were monks. Thanks to my encouragement, they built their monastery inside of my old lair. They were thankful, and because of that, they accepted to raise you. I told them that one day there may be someone else who will try to once again destroy your life. And I warned them that just like the first one, this person may be a dragon as powerful as I am. Hopefully this time they will react before it is too late. But if you read this letter, and it was given to you by your master, then hopefully my counterpart did not find you once again. And I hope your friends survived. You can tell your Kenku friend that his present was very much appreciated. If you ever need my help, call out my name. If I am close enough, I will come. And the letter ends there.
Well, dang, you didn't even give me my parents' names. Um, Yeah, I would have started tearing up mid reading the note. I guess I would read it out loud. Guys, what was his name again? He didn't put it in the note.
His name was.
No, I think I have it actually.
I mean, I definitely have his name. Izalt. Nope. Wait, is that the one? Nope. Wait.
I'll give my headmaster a big hug.
I think it was Izalta.
Yeah.
Exalted, yeah. I'll give my master a big hug. Tell Remy that. And then
You give
God
your master
damn.
a hug, and
which king? What king was that at the time? I gotta figure that out.
so you said you tell Remy about this, so you're talking to your butt.
No, everyone's there, right? No, I just read the note out loud, so I basically told Remy what he told
you were
me to
reading
tell
the,
Remy.
You said that you were reading the letter out loud to the orb that you just put in your butt right before you entered the room. That's where you
Wait,
said
wait,
you
You know, I've always suspected that some members of our party have their heads up their asses, but
I swear
only
everyone
one of us
teleported
has the
before I read it.
flexibility.
Yeah. Orb got shut off when teleportation happened.
Okay.
Yeah, audience had to hang up when he teleported.
Okay. So you have your friends around you.
Damn.
Well,
I gotta at least find out where they were buried, or their names, or what happened. What king was it? I have a whole bunch of questions.
if we find him, which hopefully we will at some point, or need his help, you can ask him.
Yeah. We are gonna need his help, right? Okay, so he was the one who made the... Alright.
Well, we can tell. I don't know if we need to summon him or if we can just tell the wizard and what's her name?
Because we just had to figure out what kind
Mesa.
of dragon.
Yeah, we can just
Should.
tell them what type of dragon it is.
We should summon him.
I mean, that feels like unnecessarily.
Complicated. But what if we
Yeah.
could double up? What if we could have him
We have
and
two
an illusion
dragons?
of him?
I
I
think
mean,
he'd be offended.
I mean,
He's a dragon. We would have...
I mean, I think
yeah.
we should still tell them and ask what they were actually trying to do, but tell them we also know
Yeah.
him and can potentially summon him.
Yeah.
Would you
Yes,
like to
I
have the
agree with
break
that.
to figure out what you want to do with this?
Yeah.
Because
Yes.
it's about time for us to go on the break.
Maybe we're completely wrong. Maybe it's not a ship at all in the shadow. Maybe it's the other version
It's
of
just
him.
a big dragon.
Maybe
That
it's
they're
the
all
other
riding.
dragon. Yeah, it could be.
Maybe we've all been. Maybe we've been gerbated. Maybe we've been wrong this whole time.
We call out his name now. Oh.
Well,
Call
just
out my-
just to tell you, it does feel like a, from a meta point of view, it does feel like a nuke that you may drop on something. So maybe not drop it prematurely. Just saying.
That's what I was saying. I'm not sure if this is like a one-time thing kind of deal. So I was like trying to see what the
Mm-hmm.
options were.
Oh damn!
I also have
Hard.
two...
I never updated. I never updated the window. Audience, I can see you, but everyone else just sees your character. I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
They heard you, but all right.
Yeah, it works.
Yeah. No. Of course. Sorry. All right, we're gonna go.
Damn,
on
and I
break.
was naked this entire time
Yeah,
till just
they
now.
really
Yeah.
missed something there.
Yeah.
All right. The break. Marsh. All right. See you in 15 minutes. Bye.
Dude.
Hello and welcome back. All right. Well, see, audience is there. I'm so sorry, everyone. I keep forgetting that some things get updated automatically and some don't. But as you heard, he was there all along. It was just the camera feed that was, problematic. And no, right now we're not having a problem with Fisher. He really isn't here right now. Probably on the bathroom again. Damn bathroom. Alright. So... Oh, we don't need the... Alright. So... Tobiashi read that letter in front of all of you. You know, you see he is slightly troubled. There is a mix of emotion inside of him. Some good, some bad. So many questions rattling in his mind. Also, some elements of information that you got recently sort of fits with what was said. Hinting at the fact that Tobiashi, someone might have been hunting you for the past 1,500 years. And your friends.
Audience did decide, by the way, during all of that, that it probably wasn't the time to say they weren't your parents.
Wow.
That's really nice of you, Sam.
Just wanted to let that know that it crossed audience mind, but he decided it wasn't the time.
It's the
Remy can sense that he was
totally
about to say something, and then
it's the other Tobiashi's parents.
No.
Oh damn! You're gonna have something to talk about with your other self, and your other self, because you told them to replicate. So, hey guys, I have learned about our parents. Well, your parents technically, but still our parents.
Our parents.
Alright. I guess we're going to go find Naisa and the wizard.
You said her name right for the first time.
What have I been saying?
A lot of things. Neisha, Neiza, Neizia. I think you called her Asia at one point.
I believe it. I don't know how many different pronunciations of Oranak I've said throughout the series.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's
Oglenak.
it's canon. Audience is bad with names. All right. So, one of the first thing that Tobiashi does when he starts regaining his mind, where he gets out of this trance of all the information he has, and you realize that your friends are there and they're looking at you, and you're not sure about Fisher because he looks like to have a blank stare, but Remy seems to at least be a little concerned about you, and audience seems to have something he's burning to say, but he's keeping to himself. And Jorg, well, I don't know. He seems to be eating carrots.
Carrot.
Where did you even get those?
Oh. They're in my bag.
He had a bushel of carrots. Well, I'm waiting to see what you all do.
Well, that was very informational. I guess, what other stuff do we have to do?
are you going to be okay, Remy?
I'll be fine. Hopefully, maybe. Maybe. Um, Other than that, we have bigger things to think of. I'll find out all the stuff I need to later.
We should probably bring the information to the wizard and Asa so they can at least have an idea of whatever plan they were planning.
All right. Sounds good to me. Wait, so what dragon is he? Is he a black dragon?
No, he's the opposite. Well, not the opposite. Technically, there's a difference between the black dragon and what his brother is, even.
Yeah.
Black,
Okay.
but he's a radiant dragon. I don't know.
That's probably the best explanation you could give.
Hi, Magenta.
Yeah.
We're going to bed.
Yep.
Oh yeah. You've read a little bit about this. So he is a crossbreed between all dragons. But unfortunately, when a dragon like this is created on a world, there will always be two eggs created. One sacred and one not. And from that moment on, one will always have a counterpart.
And that's how I explain it to Naisa and the wizard when we get there.
The wizards sort of have a moment of, listening to you, to what you're saying, but I don't know. You look at Naisa, and it sort of feels like she's a bit impatient. I think she already knew about this legend.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying that's the type of dragon it is. Is the good one. Yeah, the good one, not the bad one.
And do you have his name?
Yep, it's Azalta. We've met him.
They look at one another.
We're old buddies.
Mm.
I mean, am I wrong? You're technically old buddies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
True.
very old and in two different timelines. It's a little weird, but
It's just that you have to put a comma between old and buddies.
yeah.
You were buddy old.
Yeah.
They look at one another. All right. Well, at least now we know who this belongs to. She looks at him. You know that calling this is going to be hard. Well, we'd have to contact him first. That's the easy part.
Do you have a way to contact him?
Well,
Who are you contacting?
It's Azalta.
we can use the monastery to scry. It belonged to him.
Mm.
Is there a chance if you summon him that it would trigger his brother?
Wait, could you use him to scry on his brother?
It's not.
Honestly, there's no way to know for sure.
Because we might end up with a bigger problem even than the ship if
The Elven Wizard.
happens.
The Elven Wizard responds. it shouldn't be a problem. But I'd honestly be... I'd feel more at ease if we had time to make a little bit of research. But we don't.
I think the last thing we need is Etherseal to show up, so. Just making sure.
Well, we can definitely start working on this, and with a little bit of luck, Nisa finishes the sentence. With a little bit of luck, maybe we'll get reinforcements.
Alright. Well, we're counting on you two.
Hopefully.
Nisa says, and unfortunately, we'll be counting on you for that as well. The elven wizard looks at her for a brief moment and looks at all of you. If we ever tell you you need to stall, it's because we need a little bit more time to finish this. We can't do this prematurely. Because that level of energy will most likely be able to be recorded from a distance. If you want to be able to use this as a surprise, we'll need to start any ritual when the fight starts. So we'll need to be undisturbed.
Got it. Give us the word. If let us know where you're doing the ritual. If you guys need us to stall, we'll stall. I have my teleport helm. If you need us to provide a back line, if you just need a couple more seconds to get off, we can always teleport back to like hold the door. But that's just let us know, and we'll drop everything else. We'll make it a priority.
All right. You start hearing them in Elven. Who speaks Elven among you?
Me.
Amy.
So Remy, Jorg,
I speak Elvish.
Tobiyashi?
No,
No?
I do not.
So it's just Tobiyashi and Remy? Or not even Remy? Did I hear wrong?
Remy said he does.
I feel like just remembering Ramy's backstory would.
No, I know. No, but it could be, yeah, your backstory, but it could be focused on the Shari elves, dark elves. Mm-hmm. You could have decided to learn that specifically. As you're leaving, you're hearing them both in Elven. You've ever conjured a dragon before? Not a real one. Feel like I'm gonna need to sleep for a while after that. If it works. That's the last thing you hear as you're leaving this room.
Alright, well, sounds like we might have reinforcements. Hopefully.
Well, you might have the second half of your plan.
Yeah.
Plan A, which started well, and then cut at the, well, we're going to figure it out how it ends later.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Well, I don't know what else we need to do to prepare.
I guess above table, it's like if they still wanted to potentially do the illusory dragon thing, do they at least know what the dragon looks like?
I think they said they could contact him, so I assume they'll know what he looks like. They
Push
said
cry
that would
on
be
him.
Well-
easy. Yeah.
You could just flat out ask them.
Yeah, I mean, we can't just
No.
show them.
Okay. Don't want to show them that we have no clue what we're doing. So no, we're not going to ask
True, we could.
them.
Let's just assume everybody has a higher level competency than is realistically expected for people we barely know.
All right. And I guess we have the backup of if we need. I guess we should maybe find what other high level adventurer or master should we find to tell about this part of our plan, but to keep it under secret so we have another backup of who could maybe like make a final stand guarding the door with us. Should we tell someone else about it? Or should we just trust in ourselves to cover?
Well, you know what the music says.
Well, maybe.
Doesn't matter whether you win or you die, so long as you believe in yourself.
Would this maybe be something to like tell like the headmaster or someone about? Someone we could like, maybe he could like provide a lesson. I don't know.
I mean, no, but they're gonna be on the ships.
That's why I was like, the others are kind of going to be on the ships. Like, it would be
Yeah.
probably good to be like the headmaster, like someone we can fully trust too, which I would
Yeah.
think would be like the headmaster.
Because
Oh,
Even maybe some other.
if he was
adventurers.
trying to destroy Tobiashi's life, he would have had ample opportunities.
Yeah,
Although
or
that
like another adventurer could technically be turned. He probably would have already killed Toby if he'd been on this other side a long time ago.
oh,
know
there's
what you're
that
talking about. I'm
master who
unkillable.
doesn't like Tobiashi. Maybe.
Maybe.
It's not the headmaster. I don't know. I think we should tell the headmaster about it so he can be in, but then also tell him to keep the rest of it under wraps so not too many people know about it.
I think that's a good call.
All right.
Okay.
Well, you enter the room where he is, and there's a brief moment of shock, and then he kills you all.
No,
Well,
well,
good
it was fun
campaign,
playing
guys.
with you guys.
Yeah,
Catch
it's
you
fun.
later.
No save or anything. Oof, that's rough.
No save, just damn. Okay.
Man, I didn't realize that we were in a choose your own adventure book where 3/4 of the endings are death.
I didn't realize that until the second book like this that I tried, because the first book I somehow managed to make it to the end and succeed. And then I tried another book and damn, why do I keep dying?
I remember at one point going into the back and just looking at some of the endings and being like, how the hell do you get here?
It's like, how did I wind up in this situation?
Well, that's easy. You just have to have a whole lot of patience. You look at the chapter in which you feel like it is, the proper one, and then you go through all of the pages and you just try and find which other chapter leads to that chapter, and you just keep going and going and going until you find yourself where you are. It's going to take you longer than if you actually did the entire book and died 3 times, but hey, it's going to work. So actually, he's not shocked and tries to kill you all. There's sort of a moment of acknowledgement. He takes a moment to look around the walls. And looks at you, Tobiashi. So that was a dragon.
Yeah.
you'd expect you'd remember meeting a dragon.
Well, most of them aren't too friendly, so kind of just try to put them at the back of your mind.
Well, to be fair, only a third of them aren't friendly. It's not most of them.
Yeah. Everyone I've met so far.
Okay.
Other than him. But,
All right. Well, I will... Goodness, sorry. I will go talk to them, see if there's anything they need. Maybe we can at least find a reinforced room in which they can go. If it's possible.
Also, I was thinking just because they might be... It seems like it's going to be a very taxing spell, so my guess is they probably won't be able to defend themselves and cast the spell. They may not even be able to communicate with us if they're like chanting or words. I don't know what the spell's going to entail. So we don't want to let too many people know about this, but we want to let you know in case like you could be like a line of defense, final line of defense, or at least just be able to give us the opportunity to maybe know if there was an assault on the door where they were behind, so we could teleport in and help defend it.
That is easy to arrange. I'll probably need one of those little glass orb that you keep talking into.
Oh, God.
That's okay. We can give him a glass. Yeah. I don't know. Who wants to give their orb to him?
I mean,
I'll give him mine.
It feels familiar.
I'll give him my glass orb.
It's like a Syrah is just having an aneurysm, not knowing why.
You just see me make a
we'll
little
get
note.
This one back though.
Yeah.
That's the.
You just see me make a little note in my orb and then send off a text message to Syrah. Gave away another orb. Love you.
Winky face.
Winky face.
Now this is just temporary. We'll get it back.
We're saying
we're
now
done.
it's temporary. When we all die in the battle, it may not be. Winky face, smiley, heart.
Eggplant?
That's what I was thinking. It's audio.
Wait a second.
Wait a second.
She
And a follow-up text message. Whoops, sorry about that last one.
she has a
Yeah.
female voice. Audience probably thought about it.
Question mark?
She has a female voice. Audience probably thought about it until he realized that when you remove the helm, they don't have any heads. So.
Alright.
So, you share that with the headmaster, and he does spend a little bit of time walking around. You sort of, especially you, Tobiashi, you sort of have a bit of a feeling that he might spend a little bit of time in contemplation tonight.
Mhm.
But,
Yeah.
he's a monk. That's kind of normal for
Yeah,
them.
I gotta do the same thing.
Yeah, actually, you might actually want to go sit right next to him when he does that. You just learned that you had family and they were all killed, and
They're dead.
then you were taken to a monastery, and then he discovered his monastery, who built it. Who's the dragon, who's the cave that belonged to. It's sort of a lot of information for both of you. Well, probably more for you. Well, actually, not you, the other you, but still you.
Still me. See, now we don't know who the original one is, okay? That's how it works. I'm the original one. No, I am.
Oh, no, that's easy. The original one can do warrior stuff.
He could have also done monk stuff, too,
Yeah, but He can also do warrior stuff. So.
Warrior.
So the night keeps on, the day keeps on unfolding, and after all of this, all of the travel, all of the information sharing, all of the emotion managing, you find yourself at the end of the day. Everyone is back to the monastery. A lot of people look tired. A lot of people look like they will eagerly go to sleep tonight. It's a lot more quiet in the hall as everyone is eating. And some of them seems to be looking in your direction, all of you, sort of in the... I feel like, in a way that sort of says, I feel like there's a part of the plan that they didn't tell us. I feel like it's going to be really big.
Nah.
Never.
You sort of feel a few members of the garden looking at you expectantly, hoping that at one point you're going to say something like, oh, okay, so we had time to think over some part of the plans, and I think we're going to change that and that. But nothing happens.
Roddy just looks at them and goes, "Trust me, we've cooked."
Wow.
It's like the chef just like drops the pot. Just like, oh, fine. You cook, right?
Speaking of beans
Cooking.
just all over the ground.
Everyone...
I gotta do a hero's feast before the battle, also before the night.
Is
the night
is
before
tomorrow? Yeah, is tomorrow the when it's supposed to arrive?
No, tomorrow would be the last day of preparation.
Okay.
Don't worry, because you decided to do everything the first day. The second day is gonna go by a lot faster. I was expecting you to keep a few things for the second day, but apparently you wanted to do everything the first day, so it's okay.
Already. Yeah, we could also probably skip the last day.
Yeah.
I mean, wouldn't it be the first time that a man has tried to like reach the finish as quickly as possible?
Oh, good heavens. Alright, so...
Got a spare day, so beach episode.
The filler episode before the arc.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
And then what would Fisher wear to the beach?
that's interesting.
Would he ironically wear more?
Well, he's wearing full plate, so he would wear less on that part.
It'd be the first time in a beach episode I've literally seen a character wear more than what they normally wear during the show.
Yeah. Puts on swim trunks.
Well, he sees all the humanoids doing it.
Just big flippers. It's hard to swim when you're made out of metal, so you need some assistance. He's just got arm floaties and flippers.
Yeah, to be able to counter all of that metal, it's just, damn, it's huge floaties. Magically enhanced.
Don't need to worry about drowning, but just to stay above the water so you can actually chat with everybody. Otherwise, he's just hanging out at the bottom, and that's weird.
Well, for everyone else, but for you, that's normal. So it's always a question of perspective. Last weekend when I was working, there's this girl that works in the butcher shop, the grocery store where I gave out samples, and she's deaf, so I guess she never realized that when she's walking, she drags her feet because when she saw me pass in front of her, she tried to surprise me. She wanted to run behind me and just do behind me and get me to, but she drags her feet. She's never heard the sound of someone dragging her feet, so she did not surprise me. Perspective, you know? Alright, so you go to bed. Long day, even for you, Tobiashi. You probably had a few weird dreams. And you start wondering about a few things, you know, about that color you keep being drawn to, that your silk seems to be made of. Maybe it relates to your parents in some way. Apparently you were raised in a castle also, so maybe it has something to do inside of a castle. So many questions. Next day come, you all wake up. There's still much to be done. Reinforcing the ships, the monastery, preparing everything. You sort of have a better understanding of where everything is going to be. Denirsa is outside, will be outside of the monastery, and she's preparing this huge launcher to send that color spray projectile in the air. It feels
Nice.
like she's setting up a fireworks station.
It's just a huge confetti cannon.
That sticks in the air a bit longer, but essentially, yes. Of course, there's a few members of the group who are going to stay with her because, you know, she might get attacked. While she's down there, if I can find my note. No, that's... Did I close that? Oh, I closed that. No, I didn't close it. Alright, so, Connie and Hictrin are going to stay with her, along with 5 monks. They're going to be her protection while she's manning this cannon and doing her best to blur the line of sight to the monastery. Toward the afternoon, Kudown calls you to the ship that you commandeered. He calls Fisher directly, not because he couldn't reach audience. He calls you, Fisher, directly, and he has the brief moment of, I was going through the halls of this ship that you're giving us. Was your estimate of the enemy's capability based on those ship here? Or did you actually get to see the inside of theirs?
Yeah.
Was
God, this porridge is good. I think the food. I wonder who made this.
based on the ones, yeah, that we fought, and that one that we captured.
Because those ship feels like the diplomatic ship you would buy because you don't have the necessary money to fully man and arm them, and hopefully one day you will have enough money to properly equip them. Class of ship. You are aware that these ship, although not all of the options can be had at a single time, These ship can have up to 6 omnidirectional ballistas, 2 main generators, 4 barrier generators, and anywhere between 12 and 320 soldiers inside.
No. Or we are now. Thanks.
Doesn't change the plan. Just
There's a
might be
reason
a little harder.
you're flying this.
Right. I will warn the people of the monastery that your estimation of enemy troops might have been slightly off.
Yep. Yep. Good call.
I mean, it doesn't change our
Thanks.
plan. It just means it might be tougher.
Yes, instead of having 320 soldiers from these 8 ships, there could be as much as 2,320 soldiers.
That's why we're the best. Besides the
Yes,
group of 5 that's not here.
of course. You should keep in mind that if you plan on being on one of the ships and board an enemy ship, you could be facing as many as 290 soldiers inside.
Okay.
That is important to keep in mind, and we appreciate the heads up.
Yep.
So I guess now the question is, which position are you going to want? Do you change your mind and you'd rather be in the monastery, pushing back against an enemy that will be somewhere along the line of 150 to 1, and or being on board one of the ship who will be facing 4 times the amount of ship, most likely 3 times as better armed, and twice as more resilient. Trying to board ships with 5 times the amount of enemies you were planning to face.
Well, to be fair, I think differently than last time. We wouldn't try and fight everyone like we did last time. I think we were more maybe we just blow up the generators so the ships could be taken down. So we'd fight like the single rooms instead of going up to the main deck and trying to actually kill like every troop or take the whole ship.
Well,
Yeah.
keep in mind that if they customize their ship, they can have up to 2 generators inside. And if they're at least slightly smart, they will have placed 1 generator on each deck and not both on the same.
Question for the DM.
Yes.
Do we? So he's saying they have the capability of holding this many troops.
It's not,
From,
you know,
I guess, does it feel like the Hunter cult has that many people to throw at this one assault?
it's difficult to know about the Hunter cult.
Because it kind of feels like whenever we've come up against like big numbers of them, it's been like summoned hordes and not actual like foot soldiers.
Well, you'd probably bring up two interesting points. And to that, probably Terranad would tell you that if these ships are manned with hunter cult priests, you can expect them to be able to start conjuring enemies, which can easily push this to even more enemies per ship that you'd have to face, and the monastery can easily find himself in front of 10 times that amount of enemy. Second thing he'd probably say is, you're right. We've never seen them able to muster 1,000 people. We've always only seen them, at best, throw at us 100 or 200 people. And according to what they've said, they went against them, all of the other heroes, and they didn't go up against 10,000 people. That being said, you once heard that they were starting to create branches of their cult on other islands, and you have reason to think that the hunter cult may be either a higher branch or the highest branch of an organization that keeps creating branches everywhere. So you may not be only fighting hunter cult people. And the last question is, do they have the necessary money to buy this many warriors? If they do, then it's going to be even worse. They're not even going to care if they send them all to their death. So those would be the answers, and the question comes along with them.
All right. I will bring that up. Not to, hope for a better outcome than we could be planning for, but,
Just in case.
here's a possibly better and or worse.
This is best case scenario. This is worst case scenario. Let's hope we're somewhere closer to
we're
best.
talking about, numbers that we might be dealing with.
The other reason I think we should start on the ship is I think it's a lot easier for us to teleport off the ship if we're needed somewhere else than it is to teleport onto a ship.
Fair, yeah.
So,
Like if the ground needs us,
Yeah.
it's a lot easier for me to just be like, okay.
Well, here's the last bit of information that needs to be dealt with. Nia was not told that you had two ships. You learned that she brought 2 crystals to protect against teleportation. So either something is not going to be protected against being boarded. Either one ship or the monastery. You have 3
It's definitely
generators.
not going to be
One
the
ship.
monastery. Yeah, it's definitely going to be one ship.
All right.
Yeah.
And that's the other question. Which ship, and which ship do you want to be in? There are 2 ships. There's the ship. Both ships seems that they will be manned by Dragonborn. One is Kazan, the other one is Kudan. Kudan has more experience flying a ship. Kazan has more experience fighting. So his boarding ability might be better, but he might have trouble handling himself So you might not have a place to go back to at one point if you start on Kazan's ship. But Kazan will also have the best ability to push back against someone trying to board his ship, while Kudan will not. Because
I think
most of his
Kudan
crew will be your people,
Yeah.
audience.
I think Kudown we leave to like we don't. I think we give him the crystal because I think he's just by far and away our best. And like having one ship in the air is very important to distract. Where it's like Kazan, if we have to sacrifice that ship, we can, but it's also less likely we actually lose people if they're boarded.
And Kazan is a normal Dragonborn, an audience. You sort of have that feeling of, oh yeah, he's going to be throwing himself into the enemies, no matter what you say.
Yeah. So I'm like, if we lose, I think we're more likely to lose Kazan's ship anyway. We might as well make sure Kudown's is protected again so he can just focus on out piloting everybody, which I assume he can do. And Kazan we can help deal, just like if we have to give the ship, we have to give up the ship. But at least like if they teleport into the ship, Kazan can probably fight them off, and we might have to like abandon ship, but we won't lose the same amount of people we might lose on Kudan's ship.
All right, so you protect Kudan's ship.
Yeah.
And you will go with?
I assume Kazan, because Kudown is probably more likely to be kiting them around. It's probably more likely we're going to be needed on Kazan's ship.
All right. That's the last question that needed to be resolved.
Also, it's more likely I might need to teleport other people off of Kazan's ship.
Well, he's going to be there with manning his ship is going to be the Dragonborn he brought with him. And they have how many? 6, 7, 8, 9. And 3 priests are going to be on the ship. A few monks have volunteered, and you go in. So on Kudown's ship, it's going to be your followers. But he has expressed a desire to not be alone with your followers. So a whole bunch of monks are also going to be stationed on the ship.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
All right. Well, that's everything that needed to be prepared. With these few elements, the day go by fast. Probably too fast for your personal nerves. So they had that moment of, damn, it feels like we're back into Ban, or just before the barrier starts falling apart.
Not quite that bad. But
yeah, no, at least on this one, if you really need to, although Tobiashi may hold it slightly against you, you could simply step out of the barrier and teleport back to the garden, and oh well, Tobiashi's entire family is going to be sacrificed, but
that's a bummer.
That's okay.
Happens
That's
though.
horrible. That is... Oh,
Toby might not come with us. Toby would be like, I'm staying behind.
you gotta stay here.
And we'd be like, it's okay, there's another one of you.
Another one.
We'll
Like,
just
okay,
go on
we'll
a
just
quest
go
to
pick up
find
the
the other
other one.
Toby instead of defending his monastery.
We just won't tell him.
We'll tell him you died heroically. No, we don't. Oh no, yeah, that's right. We can't. All
No,
right.
he just randomly dissolved. So
Yeah.
I think they must have a short lifespan.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's that weird reproduction type. It just falls apart.
Also, your monastery is gone. But don't worry about it.
It exploded.
Completely unrelated. Not worth looking into.
It was a generator accident. It's too bad.
But What can you do?
Oh no.
All right. So, Jorg conjures a hero's feast.
Heroes feast. Well, the night before the battle.
Yeah, this is it.
Is this the night before? Okay, cool. Yep,
Yep.
I'm doing it. Yum 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 yum.
How many people
Enjoy it
can
while
eat
it
at
lasts.
that? How many people
Um,
can eat at that feast?
Takes 1 hour. Up to 12 creatures.
Anyone else you want to invite to your table?
I'll
Can
let-
Terry partake in the feast?
If you want.
I'm gonna let Frel eat too.
Okay. But does
Not
Frel
Pharrell.
need does Frel need
Okay,
the,
not-
the bonuses?
But well, I guess
Is he
we
gonna
we
be
can
in
find
combat?
other people. No, he's just hungry.
Then he can have
Fine, he'll have regular
just
people
other really
food.
good.
Yeah. We should probably get the captains.
Alright, so Kazin and Kudan.
Yeah. We should get the captains. We should get
So you get 5, 6 with
Okay, wait.
Terry, 7, 8 with Kazin and Kudan.
so we can have 4 more. Who are the other key players? It also gives protection from what's the thing it gives protection from? Frightened, right?
It's
Or
fear, immunity to fear and poison, advantage on wisdom saves, and bonus hit points.
so we should probably do Naisa and the other one to give them the bonuses, and also in case there's some fear effect that might cause them to stop casting their spell.
Mhm.
Probably.
Okay, so you still got 2 people left.
And then I'd
Uh-huh.
say probably the 2 holding the ground force, which was
Sierraf will be captaining the effort.
yeah,
So
Sierra.
you can either give the last place to someone else or her simp. I mean, Bertram.
Or we just take the food and we just bury it in the
He
same
would just give
earth
it back to
where
her.
Sierra.
where we would plant Ornax acorn.
Yeah. Let's also do the mage who's casting the color spray, so she doesn't get interrupted.
Okay.
Bertrand can figure it out.
Okay. All right. So
I mean, if there are other druids that can cast Hero's Feast, they can do it as well. I don't know if there are other druids who can cast Hero's Feast.
Connie can probably. She's at least your level, so she'd be able to do one also.
Yeah. So she can invite whatever 12 people she wants to as well.
Gonna get real clicky at this.
It's gonna get real clicky. you see us walk up to Sierra and pointedly not look at Bertrand, just like, "Hey, want to come eat at our table?" No, Bertrand, not you. Shh. Go away.
You can come hang out, but you can't eat.
Oh, Bertrand, look, Connie looks like she's doing a nice meal over there. Why don't you
You know,
go see if you can join that table?
it's okay if you want to go get food from her table and then eat here. You know, we're okay with this.
Yeah.
But she's not serving the same thing. All right. All right. Well, yeah, sure. She will invite probably priests because priests are going to be there to reinforce the barriers on each ship and on the monasteries. And yeah, sure. You know, make Bertrand not feel too alone. And Tassul, apparently. She invited Tassul at her table.
Oh God, I forgot about Tassul. I'm a terrible person. My master, no.
Don't Naftens have like an innate
They do. I think they have some innate
protection against fear anyway?
They're totally immune to undeads, to being turned into an undead. I'd have to look at their sheets. It's been a while.
I think we know his item gives him immune to fear because he went and fought that Draco Lich for us in that Nightmare Realm that time, and he said he could like
Yes.
avoid the fear. So I think we know he at least doesn't get affected by fear.
You would have. You just knew you didn't need it.
Yeah, I just trust him
Okay, I'm
that
back.
much.
Yeah.
He's
Definitely.
too good.
He's that good. We don't need to help him in any way, shape, or form. You know, he'd probably be the sixth member of the five.
If anything,
Yeah.
it's probably.
I mean, he did
insulting
barely.
if we
He said he
invited-
barely lost to what was it, Core? So he's at least close.
Yeah. In a fair fight, in a duel fight, where both
A duel.
depowered their weapon.
Yeah.
Kor has a object that is by far more powerful than most of all of you.
Yeah.
His is an actual artifact, meaning built by a god.
Oh, you're acting like after this campaign's over, I'm not gonna ask you for a full power scale tier list. Send to me, because I will.
Well, we'll see who
Sorry, roommate
survives
stuff.
up until
Yeah.
the end. All right, what did you say? Sorry, Toby.
Oh, that was roommate stuff I had to deal with.
Okay. All right, so you take your feast. You try and stay uplifting as much as you can because, you know, you feel it among the monks. They sort of feel like doomsday has arrived. Early in the morning, some of the masters are going to take all of the children and the non-combatant monks away. Because of that, you all go to sleep, and the monastery feels more quiet than usual. Tobiashi, you said you wanted to join your master as he does a little bit of quiet contemplation. Because you tell him that you want to join him, he invites you to do this in the garden, surrounded by the little nature that can actually grow here. And when he says this, he sort of has a moment where he looks at you and says, "Oh, maybe that's why it grows here. Maybe that's why the trees have the appearance that they have. They've been drinking magical energy from dragons."
Could be.
And so, you take a little bit of time to take in everything you've learned. The question simply seems to rush in your mind, wondering what, who, how. How did he bring me here? Did I fly on a dragon's back when I was 1 year old or something? Damn! Why did I miss that?
Really, though.
But eventually you
Well,
go back to your own little quarters.
Mhm.
It probably feels small. Because of everything you've learned, because of everything you've seen so far. You know, finding yourself back where you started. I don't know. Your room feels a bit small.
yeah. Well, I know one place that I think it's still big. Probably go there.
You mean inside of your dimensional body bag?
Yeah, no. No, I meant the cave where I got the scroll from.
Well, if you survive all of this, you'll have a place where you can bring everyone, or just Remy, whichever.
Yeah. I have a few things I got to grab before we go on the road again.
And that's a song that I actually know. Go to sleep. The night is quiet, but uneventful. You wake up in the morning. You can feel how everyone is, how nervous everyone is, the tension in the air, the uncertainty of what's going to happen, especially since the information was shared amongst the masters, that the estimation of how many people may be trying to invade could potentially be easily 10 times greater, maybe even 50 times greater than what was expected. Then Tusul's warning comes. Ships on the horizon. They're here. With everything secured, with the children having been led outside of the monastery, all of the entrance of the monastery are being barricaded. You are being informed by your master that, remember, there is a small ledge right next to the main garden that is outside of the barrier. It's doubtful that anyone has learned about it, so if you really need to find shelter, you could always try to teleport there. You'd have easy access inside of the monastery, provided you don't fall and slip to your death. Remember, it's probably about a mile down from where you are. And it's not, oh, I slipped and I fall. No, it's going to be, I slip, I fall, I catch the side of the mountain and then tumble on the side of the mountain and then die. So, careful.
Feather fall.
Yeah, how many impacts does Featherfall protect you against if you're like tumbling down a steep cliff?
Technically more. It probably would protect you better from multiple impacts then, because you just float down slower. I mean, it's like a feather.
The spell says that once you hit the ground, the spell stops. So it protects you once.
But it would also probably buy you enough time to probably teleport, because you'd be floating slowly.
Depending on where you are, if you manage to grab a ledge, succeed in the dexterity save, you may be able to cast teleport again after.
You know who has a feather fall that doesn't end though? Who still has their item from when we dropped out, and then we all use spells instead of our items.
Well, those balls?
Aren't they like coins? I don't think I have mine. Although I don't know when I would have.
I don't think I used it either.
I know I didn't use mine because I've been holding it.
I think none of you used it. You all used spells or something like this.
Yeah, we literally all held the coins for others that you knew them.
Like you guys may recall that I gave mine to the queen in the last fight just in case.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Remy doesn't have his, but I think everyone else has theirs.
That's okay. Jorg can polymorph, and then Remy can try and grab him as he's falling. Yeah. Remy, your life may depend on the person who hates you. Oh, well, no, he doesn't hate
I don't hate you.
Remy hates Jorg, I think, more than Jorg hates Remy.
Yeah, Remy hates Jorg, but Jorg doesn't actually care all that much about Remy. All right.
he just doesn't understand the avian, or I mean not avian ways.
Nope, Dork said it correctly the first time. Avian ways.
Oh, now you're saying that he's not avian enough because he can't fly?
No, I mean no.
You just don't make sense to him, Remy. You're an abomination to
Yeah.
nature in his eyes.
True.
You know, one day Jordan might
Just so
wake up
everybody
and not
knows
have
at
any
home,
toes
I
left.
have no ill will against Avery as a person, but this is just a really
And I
funny
have no
running
ill
gag
will.
that just
It's a
keeps
great
giving
bit.
gold every time.
You know, one day Jordan
just
might...
making sure that people are aware.
Good precaution.
Yeah,
good
what kind of
precaution.
frickin' bird has a purple jack? No, I'm
All right. Well, actually, now we know that the Remy has a little bit of a white crest because he was scared nearly to death. So, all right. So you all get into Kazan's ship. Of course, Kazan welcomes you inside. So want to get on board the ship that will see the most glory?
Of course. It's when these boys become men, right? I'll bang on the nearby dragonborns.
You see the
Chests.
Dragonborn looking at you. Men? Who wants to be humans?
I think dragonborn have the like boys to men phrase. Like,
Well, they have their equivalent in their own language.
Like, I think it would be like drakes to dragons.
Yeah, probably. That it would probably be a closer translation to the term they use. Yeah. All right. So
It's in Draconic, so we don't have to worry too much about the the specific wording.
yeah. So you all get in. You see one of the Dragonborn saying, so that's always interesting. You decided to come here. Those are gonna die in a blaze of glory instead of going over there.
yep. Well, my goal is to try and stop you guys from dying in a blaze of glory instead of living in a blaze of glory. But yes.
Wow, you're so much fun. They all sort of walk away from you. You hear them just whispering to themselves, "Oh, he's so serious. Does he have any fun when he's fighting?"
God damn it.
Yeah.
I'm losing my youthful exude. No. Audience is actually going through a midlife crisis. Right? It's not even midlife. He's going through like a mid-20s crisis of like, I'm not the young, reckless guy anymore. Who am I?
You know, you're going through your first life crisis.
Quarter of a quarter crisis.
And also at the same time going, how am I alive right now?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure most adventurers in D&D ask themselves that question at one point. Why am I still alive?
If I had the mental that these Dragonborn did, well, how am I still alive?
I think you all would.
You're just that good.
Well, at one point, you'd
simple.
probably start thinking that. I must be
So
good.
great.
I must be awesome. I must be the stuff of legend. And that's the fight when
Audience.
you die.
The audience just flexing in the corner for no reason.
And then
No
his
one knows
shirt
why.
starts ripping.
His shirt just rips.
Right. The ship starts humming and shaking a little bit and stabilizes.
Did we summon Oranak?
Well, you ate with him last night. If you had unsummoned him, I think the spell would have ended. So I took for granted that he didn't go to sleep. He
Yes.
just stayed there staring at a corner. In the
Okay.
middle
I'm just
of
making sure he's here.
Ornak and I just had a staring contest all through the night.
Who won?
Well, neither of us can blink, so I think it's a stalemate.
Whoever turned away in the morning first.
You know, it's
We
always
wake up and
it's always the question of who blinks first. But when you can't blink, I feel like both of them were just laughing hysterically, looking at one another when the morning came, and there was that element of whoever looks away first. All right. Then they keep hearing, "Come on, Fisher, Onak, it's time to go. 1 minute.
This is more
I almost
important.
got it."
They are attacking as we speak.
Audience literally have to do the thing where he walks between them. There, it's a tie.
Ah, come on. You're no
Let's
fun.
go.
Oh, so that's why it hit you so hard when they said it, because Onak said it first an hour ago. You're no fun.
Audience just in the corner of the ship, hugging himself, rocking.
I'm no fun anymore.
2 people.
Alright.
Audience like, that's it, fuck it. Just pulls out the bomb. It's time to be reckless again. I'm fun. See how fun I can be. No,
Alright. As the ship starts moving and going and taking its position. Where are you exactly on the ship? You go to a specific place? You stay near Kaizen? Do you want to assume a particular position anywhere? In engineering? In the barrier room?
I'd start on the deck so
Alright.
I can like see what's happening.
Alright, so you see Kaizen moving up, and then suddenly going higher than the monastery. Just looks at you for a brief moment and says, "Kind of nice that it's cloudy today. We're gonna be able to surprise them. Hit them from above."
Like an eagle picking off a field mouse as it cowers in the tall grass.
I mean, it's an image like any others. I feel like you've been among humans too long. I was gonna say dragon falling from the sky and grabbing, but you know, that's
Also, it's also in the sky, so it's more like an eagle hunting like a sparrow or something.
well, that's why I was thinking about a dragon, because a dragon can swoop down and try and grab a rock while it's flying.
Audience is back.
Yeah, we're
in
also the same
corner.
size, so that would kind of make more sense. Yeah, why didn't you think of a dragon
Well,
first,
what do you mean? No,
audience?
sometimes sparrows will pick on a hawk, you know? I mean, we could be the sparrows. 'Cause they
Audience,
are the
it's
bigger
all
bird.
falling apart.
They are the bigger bird, if we're going to be honest.
You feel your powers leaving away. No, I didn't think about dragons. My God, it's leaving me.
Wait, audience, what are you doing? Get off the ledge.
I want to show you all that I can fly like a dragon.
Now I have to worry about insulting 2 people about flying.
Worry about or have the opportunity to.
There you go. Maybe I should embrace it.
Yeah. No, you've been meaning to, put audience back in his place because of his cult. Now you have a means to do it.
Audience see an opportunity. Wait, George, who gets insulted by not being able to fly?
Everyone is trying not to make eye contact.
Who, George? Who do you not want to insult?
As the ship
Nobody.
keeps going up and up and up.
I gotta get off the ship.
Why did I get on this ship? I'm just in the crow's nest.
Well, on a ship like this,
Bulking.
there's on a ship like this, there's probably not a crow's nest because the sails are on the side, and
I made one.
Made a crust.
I made a crow's nest.
You went to the front of the ship and you started putting hay stacks in there. And you,
Toby's just doing that really cool staff stand thing.
Yeah,
Just a really
exactly.
long stick.
It's like, does Toby have a staff? Yes.
I do, I have a
he found a
staff.
broom from one of those stores.
Yeah, I just took off the broom part. And I actually I like taped two brooms together so that it's really long. I'm just balancing on top of it on the front of the ship.
yeah.
This is where I see if my shield's effect works on all the clouds, and I could just charm every ship in the sky.
Oh my god. Wait,
Yeah, the thing that has a 15-foot range.
No, it has a bigger range if it's in.
Oh
mist.
right,
That's
yeah.
what's-
What do you
Guys,
guys at the class?
Yeah, that's
It's
why
time to do
I
combo.
just charm all the clouds.
It's time to do the combo with the sword and the shield. Come on, guys. I've been waiting for you to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, audience has that sword.
I
now.
technically
He's
have
using
both.
it. Yeah.
I have both pieces of the combo.
Well, I guess we'll see how well all of this work because, of course, the enemy. I prepared everything that they're going to do for a good while now, so we'll see how your defenses and ideas fare against theirs. And I promise I did not change a single thing since you started preparing. So it really is their strategy against yours.
I feel like they have the advantage though, because they have the big ship.
They have
It's okay.
more ships, bigger ships, more people.
Oh, also, they've arguably had like maybe
Okay,
decades or
gotta-
centuries to prepare.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we're the heroes.
Yeah.
But did you think of that? Though?
I'm just saying that every argument about whether Batman could beat some hero, the first question is always how much time does he have to prepare?
Yeah.
Also, to be fair, every time we've mentioned plot armor, NPC has either been killed or worse than killed. So,
Oh no,
Well,
and
I don't.
and
Well, yeah, they're the armor.
yeah. No, you have a whole lot of people right now. You have a lot of armor. You can do a whole lot of stupid things, and you're gonna lose a whole lot of friends.
You know, like if we were evil, we would refer to them as meat shields, but we're not evil.
No. That's,
The guard is gonna look real light after this fight.
all right, all right.
I mean, the garden has been purged once since we've been gone. Anyway,
All right, now Tobiyashi just sent me. He had to step out. Problem with tomatoes again.
Yeah, it's fine. I think we're wrapping up.
Damn
I don't think
tomato.
we're starting the fight at 11:05.
No, don't worry. I was just.
oh, I just slammed back 3 Red Bull. Okay, I see how it is.
Yeah, wait, what?
I was just preparing the whole thing. So you go up, you go up, you go up, and you hide in the low-hanging clouds. Perfect day for this. It's a bit chilly, but you wait, and you wait, and you wait. And from your perspective, you're probably not the first one who sees what is coming, but you see the first elements of this. You hear Kazan saying, all right, well, we have them with whatever sensor equipment passes as sensors here, so I can see them. They're almost here. Then he waits, and then suddenly you see this bright flash of light appearing in the sky, which you realize is Danirsa beginning her own diversionary tactic, meaning that she has just separated the 8th incoming ship from the large mass behind it. Kazan looks at you for a brief moment. He has a big smile coming on his face. Alright. Now let's see how we can mess up their formation. Hold on to something. we're going straight down. And he pushes the navigational wheel, and then suddenly you feel the ship going. And we're gonna stop before you emerge from the cloud.
Oh.
Alright, well, that does mean that next episode, Tobiashi is getting prepared. So that does mean that literally, when we start next episode...
Dropping out of the sky.
Yeah, and technically...
Dropping into combat.
Technically, we roll for initiative, but I think we'll be able to wait just a little bit more. Because that's going to be long, waiting for initiative like this. But technically, the ships will roll for their initiative as we enter. And that's it for tonight. Alright, I'm not mad. I did not have time to finish rolling the ship's fight. So I'll be able to finish this. Because yes, none of this will be scripted. I am rolling the ship fight. So it will really be the competence of those you put as leaders of those ship, the abilities of those ship, of the enemies, and really your strategy. And they're going to duke it out, firing barriers, taking hits, and you're all gonna live this live. I'm just gonna roll in advance. So everything's going to unfold.
Audience reaching for his teleporter helm already.
Which one? The helm or going back to the garden?
No, the helm.
Okay.
The helm.
Actually, audience just coming up to the top of the ship just before, just like, some of you may die, but that is a sacrifice.
I am willing to make it. I saw the same one.
Audience just casually, they're like, "What the fight hasn't even started? Why are you already putting on your helm? Don't worry about it. I have full confidence and faith in all of you."
Remy just finishes up the Lehman's tiny hut. Complete confidence.
Complete faith. Complete confidence.
Just gonna finish cutting a hole in the floor, right the exact right size for the hut. So
Toby, you made another backup of yourself, right?
oh, maybe that's
Although low-key, just like imagine just like a hemisphere, just like falling through the sky.
Well, that's why I just said that you cut a hole in the floor the size of it.
Well, no, that's like even that is like it's still it's still a hemisphere. There's a floor at least, but
No, I remember that long argument, but yeah, no, it's true. Although maybe they solved that with the 2024 version of the spells. I don't know.
I don't think I looked at it closely, but I can always look at it again.
All right. Well, we'll start with this, with you dropping from the sky and everything else happening around you. That's gonna be something different to watch. At least me to go through all of this, and I'm so glad I don't have to do this live while everything's happening. Alright, we'll see how this all works out. So, and I guess I guess this is what Tobiashi meant by when he sent me, Tobiashi is getting prepared. He was just eating enough to make a double of himself. So it's all okay. So where did that crew member go? I feel like we're one short. Tobiashi, did you see? You just see him just drooling a little bit. No, I didn't see him. Why are there two of you Tobiashis? No reason. Alright, so thank you for being here tonight. Thank you for watching. thank you for speaking in the chat. Yes, don't worry, I read it. If you're there, Roosevelt, tomorrow, we can talk about it more. I'll have more time. My attention will be less divided amongst the players and everything, because we'll be making a map, and we just started making a new map, so I have plenty of time to talk about it. And I read it, so if you're still there and still listening, I am fully caught up with what you wrote. Alright, so thank you for being here tonight. Thank you for watching. If you want to support us in any way, shape, or form, remember, you can leave a like, leave a comment, follow us, Twitcher. Sorry. Twitch, Twitter, or YouTube. Well, I guess everyone else is calling it X more and more. That's not going to be confusing.
I'm on Blue Sky now. Well, I didn't have a Twitter before, but now I'm on Blue Sky.
Oh, okay. I don't know that one.
Mm.
I'll look it up.
It's new.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's fairly new, yeah.
Okay. What was I saying? Oh yeah, if you want to do more, you can make a donation, become a Patreon, subscribe on Twitch, again. But if you can't do any of those, there's a very free thing, mostly effortless, the thing that you can do, and let's say this in this right order, and it helps tremendously, and that is spreading the word of this channel. So, that's it. Thank you. Hope to see you next week for the beginning of this huge fight. Wednesday or Friday if you watch rebroadcasts, and tomorrow map making, Thursday. Yeah, that's it. So, see you next week, and as always, stay safe and stay healthy. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.